You ever see a pool party die so fast the water still ripples from the last cannonball? That's exactly what happened to Mara's splash bash right at 10:03 in the morning, just as the big gold scissors, yeah, the ceremonial kind, the ones that cost more than my entire electric bill, cut the ribbon in front of half the neighborhood, and a news crew Mara hired to film her lifestyle segment. The margarita blenders humming the plastic palm tree cups, stacked up like dominoes. The whole thing smelling like sunscreen and ambition. Then out of nowhere, 2 county trucks roll up like unwanted chaperones at a high school kegger. A deputy steps out, ignores the limp bowl of pretzels on the welcome table, and staples a big, fat, no trespassing notice to Mara's brand new pool house. The sound rips through the terrible tropical music like a judge's gavel. He reads it out loud per deed recorded 2 decades ago. This whole oasis is built smack on private property. The HOA board looks like they've turned to lawn ornaments frozen in horror while someone drops the scissors clatter echoing off the concrete, and somewhere in the background a giant flamingo float gives up the ghost with a sad little hiss. The news camera swivels to Mara's face, which goes the color of expired yogurt. And yeah, here's where I come in. I'm Colin Vance, software guy. Part-time lawnmower fixer of things that beep in the night. Lot 27 Fox Hollow Reserve. You ever get a newsletter that feels more like a threat? Ours is 12 pages of that handwritten in deadly cursive and hand-delivered like you're being summoned to your own funeral. Our president, Mara Yates, moves like she's always late to something important. Rocks, pantsuits in colors you don't see in nature, and lugs around this leather portfolio, which I'm convinced is just copies of the HOA bylaws, and 8 glossy prints of her own headshot. She once fined me $50 for having, and I quote, resting wheelbarrow face. My crime. Looking slightly annoyed next to my own wheelbarrow. The evidence an actual screenshot of my face circled in red with sullen written across it like I'd committed a felony. Then comes the day somebody digs up an old developer's map showing a forgotten 20-foot wide strip behind my fence, covered in weeds, old trash, maybe a satellite dish from the 80s. I see squirrels. Mara sees destiny. Declares the strip community land with the joy of someone discovering a new continent. Her big project, the Oasis, debuts at the monthly meeting. And let me tell you, she sells it hard, full slideshow transitions, a dream slide dripping fake water, Facebook renderings of poreless grinning families. 0 cost to members, she swears. We all know what that means. Sure enough, special assessment letters hit 2 weeks later, 6 payments of $375 plus volunteer sweat equity. That's HOA, speak for show up and haul cinder blocks, or we'll bill you for contractors. 3 neighbors moved out before the first Saturday. Construction starts at 6 a.m. sharp. The contractor Dale says rebar like he's never met a dictionary, and his truck sports a hand-painted flamingo and a hard hat. Mara's out there with a megaphone and a checklist directing traffic like she's guiding planes on a tarmac. One day she literally climbs my fence in kitten heels, sprays a big orange arrow saying "Cabana here," and tells me with the confidence of someone who's never heard no that the HOA's architectural committee, which is apparently just her, a clipboard and a scented candle, approved everything in emergency session. Then the fines start stacking up: 50 for unneighborly questions, 75 for unauthorized frowning repeat offense, and 100 for fence skepticism, which is apparently a real community disease now. I finally dig out my closing documents, praying for a miracle, and tucked behind expired gutter coupons, there it is. A yellowed slip labeled Deed of Conditional Dedication and Reverter 2005. Basically, the strip was given to the HOA for a walking path, but if nothing got built in 20 years, title goes back to the owner of Lot 27. That'd be me. Clock's ticking, it's Monday night, but the magic date was last Friday at noon. I call the county next morning. Susan, the clerk, listens to my story like she's heard it. All puts me on hold, then comes back almost giddy. Yes! The strip snapped back to my lot at 12:01 p.m., exactly 20 years after the dedication. Automatic, no signatures needed. She even emails me the certified reversion notice. By lunch, I file my new property line, and then I do what any sensible person would I call code enforcement about an unpermitted structure on private land. For fun, I ring up the HOA's insurer and politely explain the situation. Mara, meanwhile, is doubling down, grand opening scheduled, rented up lights. DJ, named Brex, with more YouTube videos than subscribers, embossed invites that say you're splashing into history. Thursday, 3 county inspectors show up with stop-use orders for every door window, even the tiki torch holders' unpermitted structure on private property. Immediate cessation required. The insurance adjuster. Frank Guy looks like he's seen every kind of homeowner crazy, asks Mara. Dead serious. Ma'am, do you own the dirt under this structure? Mara, God bless her, says they spiritually own it. That intent trumps paperwork. Frank isn't buying it. He's already typing up a coverage denial on his tablet, citing willful encroachment. Then it comes out Mara paid her brother's shell company $73,000 for construction. Her brother fired from county parks for illegal gazebo placement. That night, Bill, my neighbor retired litigator and a man who lives for HOA drama, drafts a trespass letter, delivers it certified mail to Mara, the board, the management company, and Mara's Brothers LLC. Board chat leaks within hours. Gary from Lot 14 forwards the thread 47 pages of panic is eminent domain, a hobby now. And can we just not tell the county I'm reading this with popcorn? Opening day. Saturday, tiki torches blazing by 9 a.m. A community over everything banner strung between 2 rented palm trees. Mara in a flowing white dress, think cult leader on a cruise ship, takes the podium. DJ Brex fires up what I can only describe as parrot in distress house music. Crowd of 40 half with phones recording one guy brought popcorn. Mara grabs the mic, declares, "Today we splash into a new era of community." And right then, the deputy unplugs the DJ. Music fizzles, code enforcement switches on body cams, and the county attorney reads a restraining order in a monotone that makes you shiver. Immediate vacate, no occupancy, $500 per hour penalties. Mara's face cycles through shock, disbelief, and finally delusion. She claims civil nullification says the people's will beats bureaucracy. Somebody in the back whispers, "Oh my God," she snapped. Mara, trying for drama, turns the pool house key, trips the main breaker. All lights die. Sump pump gasps, and timed perfectly, a drain valve spits a backwash geyser across Mara's fancy white dress. Gray water everywhere. Then the fog machine, still running on batteries, coughs up one last cloud of burnt vanilla mist. Through it, a crane operator arrives, city permit in hand, police escort trailing. The crowd parts the crane straps on, and just like that, Mara's cabana floats off my land onto a city flatbed. Neighbors start clapping, slow at first, then full-on celebration. It's July 4th meets Mara's surprise birthday, if we'd forgotten the cake on purpose. The fines hit the HOA, unpermitted construction encroachment deed violation, unauthorized land use. No easement. $10,000 multiplied daily till removal. Insurance says intentional acts aren't covered. Frank the adjuster writes that the board showed willful disregard for fundamental property law insurance. Speak for no way we're paying. The board holds an emergency meeting under a sad pop-up tent. Nobody wants the drama at their house, 4 hours of shouting, binder throwing, and lawyer speakerphones. Gary moves to remove. Mara refers spending to the state, the city's fraud unit. Unanimous. Mara's gone, flees to Phoenix, hiding with her sister, consulting a crisis manager who once handled a celebrity diploma scandal. Meanwhile, I file civil suit, triple damages, attorney fees, permanent injunction. HOA's lawyer quits. Mara from exile emails saying they should countersue me for negative attitude. The trial 3 days. I bring every document, deed, fines, photos, emails. The judge, Patricia Hendress, doesn't play. She asks the HOA's new lawyer if they even checked land ownership before building. The answer is no. Verdict: $47,000 in damages, $32,000 attorney fees, plus findings that Mara lined her family's pockets. State Attorney General opens a criminal probe. Turns out using HOA money to pay your brother's fake company is actually illegal. Who knew? Everybody but Mara, apparently. The criminal trial's even faster. Prosecutor calls Susan from the county. One phone call could have stopped it all. Jury gets to read Mara's own email. I don't need to check my intuition's never wrong. The judge, Harris, sentences Mara to 2 years barred from nonprofit boards, 120 hours of community service scraping algae off public fountains, builds humility and attention to detail. 2 things Mara's missing. She has to repay all the bogus fines with interest, 73 grand for her brother's contract, 12,000 for the HOA's legal fees. When it's done, Mara just stands there, mouth opening and closing, not a word left in her. Judge looks over her glasses. Ma'am, you absolutely did, and slams the gavel. Mara collapses into her chair. Lawyer, packing up crisis manager, already scrolling his phone for the next disaster. So let me ask you, where do you draw the line between community and control? Ever fought an HOA and lived to tell about it? Drop your wildest HOA war story down below, or just let me know if you think justice was really served. And hey, don't forget to subscribe for more tales of neighborhood nonsense, poetic justice, and everything in between, because out here you never know whose yard is really whose until the paperwork says so.